This is an article that caught my attention. Nadia Bacote. She, as far as I know, is a sex-positive journalist. That's what I was told. Sex red flags women shouldn't ignore. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. We're going to go through some of them, and then I'm going to talk to you about what's wrong with this article. Did you notice? Maybe the picture can tell you a little bit about what's wrong with the article, but we'll get to that. All right. Tyler's laughing. So here's some of the worst offenders, according to Nadia. And Tyler, if you wouldn't mind, maybe you could, on the side, I don't know if you could do that, pull up a little bio of Nadia. That's the one thing I didn't print. So skipping, she talks about. This is when a partner approaches sex like a Netflix series and they skip to the highlights. So in other words, they don't do the foreplay. They're not interested in the foreplay. They ignore it. They have no consideration for the arousal stage. We know men and women are different in this respect. Women need some time to get from point A to point Z, right? So yes, clearly, if a guy is skipping the foreplay, what that usually means is he's not very good in bed. Hate to say it. He doesn't know how to do it. So he's like, well, I'm just going to skip. I don't know. I'm just going to skip that. Or he doesn't care about you, right? Doesn't care about you. Maybe he's there for a one night stand. Maybe he's there to be in and out. And he's not looking to make you happy. He's looking to make himself happy because it's not a partnership. He's not that invested in you. That's why that happens. Okay, 2, selling. Sellers will try to sell you on the idea of having sex without a condom after you've already insisted on using one. Yeah, obviously that's bad. That's bad. It's gross. It's disgusting. We talked about the Rollo Tomasi clip in the beginning where the girls are like, I'll ask immediately, though. Already, I can't bite my tongue. Why, Nadia, why are women finding themselves in these situations? I've never encountered either of these situations. Ask yourself that. Let it ruminate in your mind while we read the rest. Pump and dump. This is one of my favorites. Well labeled. I'm not going to lie. This is when it's casual sex and a guy comes in, sleeps with you. Implication is that it's largely a guy doing these behaviors. Comes in and then you have sex and they leave, right? They're not cuddling with you. They're not hanging out, asking in, checking in to see how you're doing. And this is what she says. A good partner, even a casual one, will check in after sex to see how you're feeling, ensure you're comfortable, and may also stay to converse for a while. Not if it's a one-night stand, honey. That's why it's called a one-night stand. They don't care about you. So why are you doing it? I'll get back to that. And the last one is kinging it. Oh, God. Now famously resurfaced interview from 2015. DJ Khaled controversially revealed he doesn't perform oral sex on his wife because there are different rules for men. I'm pretty sure Myron over at Fresh and Fit shares a similar opinion. I've seen video I'm pretty sure it's Myron that says something like that. A woman should praise the man, the king. Yeah, this is some horseshit. Ladies, you get into a relationship with a guy and there's a separate set of rules for him sexually. He wants you to pleasure him, but he's not willing to pleasure you. He doesn't give a shit about you. Get up, leave. Done. Okay? This is not a monarchy. Those out there, guys are the king. It's not a monarchy, honey. It's a republic. That shit is over. We fought wars to get rid of that shit. Just saying. Okay. So let's just go back, though, because, I like to put responsibility on the guys when it's necessary and on the ladies. So I looked at this and I said to myself, skipping, selling, kinging it, pump and dump. I've never encountered any of these things in my life. Do you know why? Well, I will tell you, because I didn't have any one-night stands, because everybody that I slept with, I was in deep like or love with, because there was a pre-existing relationship, because I had set those standards, because I had self-respect, and I wasn't going to allow myself to allow someone else into my body if I was worried about these things. So if you find yourself in these situations, the number one red flag here is you. You have a problem. You are inviting people into your space and then have unrealistic expectations of how they should behave, right? You're not doing the proper research. You're being too flippant with your sexuality. You're not respecting yourself. You're expecting some guy that's there for a one-night stand and casual sex to want to converse with you afterward. That's not why he's there. If you want that conversation, you got to get into a relationship. You got to get involved with somebody who really cares about you. You can't have these expectations of one-night stands that don't make any sense. They're not there for that. They're there for casual sex. They don't care about you. They're telling you straight up, right? They're there to sleep with you. End of story. And they, as far as they understand it, may think you're just there to sleep with them. So if you want all of these attributes and these positive things that come from a relationship, which is a guy that's going to care about satisfying you and not say, oh, I'm here to king it. If you want someone who's going to hold you afterward and make you feel like that was a connecting moment. If you want someone who's going to listen to how you feel about condom use and who's going to care that they don't want you to walk away being worried about pregnancy. If you want all of this concern attributed to the experience, then be with someone who cares about you and is concerned about you, and that is not going to show up in a one-night stand. So I don't know if you've seen these, Nadia, if this is from personal experience, but I don't know. That picture at the top of the column, a little salacious, all this stuff going on. Did you have that bio on Nadia, by the way?
Nadia Bila is a sex columnist, YouTuber, and media commentator with a passion for empowering women in their sexuality, relationships, and mental health. Her Instagram bio, of course, she has her pronouns, she, her. She calls herself an angry dyke sex columnist. Her website is the internet's #1 destination for sex-positive people.
We should try to get her on. That would be a fantastic conversation. Again, sex positive. There was that girl that said she was sex positive on The Bachelor. Katie Thurston, I think her name was. Remember the one who showed up with the vibrator? She jumped out of the car. She had a vibrator. And then she became the next Bachelorette. Always talking sex positive, sex positive, sex positive. I don't really understand what that means anymore. I really don't. Does that mean that women get to be slutty? What does that mean? Sex positive, sex positive. Does that mean that you have expectations about one night stands that don't make sense because they're really expectations you should have within the context of a real relationship? Is this like a reject real relationships because real relationships aren't cool and I'm trying to mimic bad male behavior? So I'm going to reject real relationships but then still want all of those things? So what is going on here? I don't really understand it. Bottom line, if you find yourself in these situations, number one, you're dealing with shit men. Get out. Don't sleep with a guy who has a problem with you're there. You don't need to be walking home with some gonorrhea or any of that. Okay? You don't need any of that. So if you're with a guy that's going to give you a hard time, get up and say, honey, you're not for me. I'm sorry. I got to go. Don't be getting involved with that. But if you repeatedly are finding yourself in situations with douchey men, self-reflect. Think about the decisions you're making. Why is that happening? Think about it and take some ownership. You have to take ownership of your decisions. It can't be like, oh, I always find myself in these debacles. I don't know how. It must be everyone but me. Who does that help? No one. And it doesn't help you get out of your situation because ultimately what needs to change is you need to make different decisions. That doesn't mean that what they're doing isn't bad. You can be surrounded by people who are making bad decisions, but you're still inviting them into your space. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why and stop doing it. Don't complain and moan and write articles. Change the way you're living. Set higher standards. Set the bar higher, and people will come who can meet that bar, and all the garbage underneath won't be at your door because you won't tolerate it. It's really very simple. Self-respect is a very simple concept. If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.